Hey everyone, super excited to have you here tonight, and I appreciate you joining me as I present and share some really important information about the DEXA Plus Body Fat Scale. You know, we've always said and always talked about how important the DEXA is and how it's the gold standard for any body composition, bone health. But what's happened over the last few years, and that has really driven me to bring on a body fat scale, is everyone is into instant gratification. They want that data. They're connected to their phone. They're connected to their watch. They want to know that what they are doing and what they're performing is working. And so I spent just to give you some background, the last year and a half really ordering, testing, trying out everything and anything that said it was body fat composition. So if it was an app and it said you could scan your body from a picture and give you body fat composition, if it was a band tied to your watch, if it was a scale, and if it was a professional grade scale, if it was an at-home scale, I literally have tested it all. And I'm super excited to share with you guys some of the results and some of the things that I did, and then share with you why I picked and why I designed the DEXA Plus Body Fat Scale and what we've put together for it. I think that, it's such a key component in today's world, especially as things are constantly changing, that you guys are going to love it and you're going to be super excited about it as well. So, ask yourself, if you haven't had a DEXA scan or if you haven't been on a body fat scale, how much of the last 10 pounds that you've lost lately have been muscle? And I bet many of you can't answer that question if you have not been tracking it. And so that's a really important thing. And I'll share with you a little bit further why, but with sarcopenia and GLP-1s and everything that's going on, it's really important that we track those changes. So, DEXA, as I mentioned, we've always been a huge believer in it. 3 to 4 times a year, it's giving you that information that you need segmentally. It is the gold standard. But in today's world, it's just not realistic to only have the DEXA scan. Everyone is adjusting macros. They're adjusting nutrition, other nutrition, fitness, and they want to know if what they did worked. And so they want to jump on that scale. They want that pat on the back. There's some really cool, awesome numbers. Like I want to see if my biological age improved and my overall health. And so the body fat scale gives that ability at home and that pat on the back and that instant gratification. You want to jump on it every day? Great. You want to jump on it 3 times a day? You're not going to be happy with the results because between those 3 times a day, it's not going to be the same. But again, it's there for you if you want it and you feel that need. So we talked on it a little bit, but again, with the GLP-1s out there and that explosion, it's almost criminal that how many people are taking GLP-1s who have not had a DEXA scan, who don't own a body fat scale and aren't tracking it. There's so much in the news today about people taking GLP-1s and how much muscle loss they're having, not just fat loss. And so it's important for people to be tracking that, because great if you've lost 100 pounds, but if you've lost 40 of it or 30 of it that's been muscle, it's going to shred your body. Body recomposition, talked about if you're a fitness and builder, you're looking to change some things up, build some muscle mass. Great opportunity here with the body fat scale. And then again, for anyone over 50, sarcopenia is a very big concern. So sarcopenia is that muscle loss that you can see it in the mirror. But what's happened is the 10 years previous to it, it's slowly been degrading and you haven't noticed it. Where if you're 40 and you're tracking your muscle mass, you can start to see if there's any degradation. And so we truly believe that it's really important for anyone over 40 to be tracking that all the time. So just to give you a little bit of information on how it works. A DEXA, as you're probably familiar, is you lay on a bed, sends a small X-ray across your body and provides that segmental data for bone, muscle, and fat, including visceral fat. With the body fat scale, again, here looks very similar to a standard scale. You're going to step on it. It is going to send through you're going to hold some handles, and I'll show you in just a few minutes. It's going to send through a very short electrical cycle through your body, through the frequency, and it's going to provide that output. Super simple, doesn't hurt. There's no radiation exposure, nothing to it. That's why it's great for at home, and you can do whatever you need to do or however many times you want to do it. And just to be honest, like as we talked about, there are two different types of scales. There's a 4 electrode scale and there's an 8 electrode scale. The 4, you've probably seen them. They're $39, $59, $79. Those are not giving you any information. They're basically useless. It's the 8 electrode bioimpedance that you want to make sure that you are looking at when you're comparing apples to apples. The 8 electrodes so you're holding the hands and you're stepping on the scale. And that's the most important thing when you're doing it. Okay, so just to talk about it a little bit, and I'm going to show you the output and the results, and then I'm going to actually show you how it works here too. But right before this, I went to my local gym and I jumped on their InBody 270, which is a clinical grade machine. Super simple to use. Enter your phone number. I'd never used it before. I didn't know what the output was. I didn't know what the results would be. Nothing. I was pleasantly surprised at how easy it was. Not surprised about how expensive it was. Really with the InBody 270, it's really for a clinical grade. It's for that tracking. Price point is about $10,000, maybe a little bit more. The app is free. So whether you're the clinician or you're the end user, it's free. But when I show you guys the output, you're not going to be impressed. Then I came home, did not drink anything, nothing, just so we're all clear. It's all exactly the same. Jumped on the HUME body pod, 8 points, 45 metrics, price point's $229, has a free version of the app, which I'm going to show you, and then it has a $9.99 a month version. Now, I didn't download the $9.99 a month version. I can kind of see a little bit some of the screenshots of what it is. Looks like it's kind of cool, but who wants to pay another $9.99 a month for something? And it can't be used in a clinical. For the DEXA Plus body fat scale, same thing, multi-frequency, 8 electrodes. So you've got the 8 thing all the way across. 52 metrics, $199, HSA, and the app is free. Plus, what you've done is you've tied into the DEXAScan.com so network, which is a great thing because I'll explain a little bit later for you. So, as I talked about, the InBody 270, over here is the results. These are the only measurements that you get. This is a screenshot of my results. And so you can see my weight was 116.2, skeletal mass was 55.3, body fat mass was 16.1 pounds, body fat percentage was 13.8, and my BMI was 18.2. Now you can see here, it's got some below average, average, above average, so you can track that. Came home, jumped on the HUME body pod. Body fat percentage was 15.5. So 13.8 on the InBody, which is clinical grade, 15.5 on the HUME body fat scale. Now, what I did like is here, it gave me this unique little metabolic gauge. I thought that was kind of cool. It then broke it down segmentally and gave me this overview. Now, with the HUME body scale, I want to just show you guys. So smaller, not very big, right? So I would guess it's maybe 12 inches by 12 inches, has the handle that pulls up, connects to the app, and provides all of that information. And this is the app. Now, again, you could get some additional information if you paid the $9.99 per month. But I didn't do that. I thought that the segmental information was enough that I didn't really need to do it. So now with the DEXA Plus body fat scale, much bigger, So you're looking at 18 inches by approximately 13 inches. So much larger area for the electrodes, much larger handle and output. And you can see in the upper right-hand corner, on top of the output coming just to the app, it also shows you in real time as it's measuring what the details are here up on the handle. So you can see them too, because if you're like me, you want to know right away. So the output on the mat or on the app has all of this information plus more. I just did a couple quick screenshots for you guys. And then it outputs an actual report too. So you can see again where everything is, and then a full report. And it's hard to see here, and I apologize for that, but it shows trends. It's showing where you're falling. Segmentally, it's showing your body and what those numbers are, both here in this report and here. You can share this, you can print it, you can do anything with it. So the other thing that I loved is it's got red, yellow, and green. So it says if it's standard, if it's high. You can tell my heart rate was 119. I was like freaking out because I was trying to get all of this done for you guys. Body mass index, again, fat mass. Interestingly enough, the body fat percentage between the InBody 270 and our DEXA Plus Body Fat Scale. So the InBody had me at 13.8 and this had me at 14.0. So right there, very close. Again, because it was just a quick in and out, and what it was, you can see here that it may have been just something quick. But again, segmental data, everything is there. So it's really great information. And then if you hover over on the app, any one of these, it gives you an explanation of what they mean and how it's calculated and where you fall. It gives you basal metabolic rate. So again, your RMR, number of calories you should be eating, all of that. So it's a really, really good tool and highly recommend. So here's the thing. The one thing, and I think I've touched on it enough, is it doesn't matter the quality of the BIA scale. You're still going to have a discrepancy when you have a DEXA scan. There's just no way to avoid it. DEXA is the gold standard. You could have a discrepancy between your body fat scales if you did it not at the same time every day. And I think that people miss that point. So it's really important if you're using a body fat scale that you follow the same process and preferably at the same time every day that you're using it. So you have a true tracking trend on that. Again, some of the things that you can talk about, why it's important to have a body fat scale in your home to help keep you accountable. So you take the home scale, you tie it with your quarterly DEXA scan, and it gives you the truth and the results. It's really tying the two together for the most success. So we always say, measure, track, improve, repeat. So go to DEXAscan.com, which is part of it. And this is what makes us different. Go to DEXAscan.com, get your DEXA scan, buy your body fat scale. Then, as you're waiting for your body fat scale to ship to you, take your 10% off coupon that we're going to give you for DEXAscan.com. Go to DEXAscan.com to the locations page, find a location closest to you, get a DEXA scan, and establish that baseline. Then use your body fat scale to track your changes over time and go back after 90 days and have that follow-up scan. And as a bonus, because you've joined and you've listened, if you add a red light eye mask to your purchase tonight, we're going to give it to you for free. So you can scan this code, purchase the body fat scale, add an eye mask to it, enter the code IMASK to get it for free. And once you've completed your purchase, you're going to get a 10% off discount code for DEXAscan.com that'll be emailed to you. so that you can have the full ecosystem and you can make sure that you're successful. Really appreciate the opportunity to explain all of this to you guys. I think that it's important that the more information that we share and we get out helps everyone achieve their journey. Our goal in this world is to help people live a longer health span. So, it's not any longer just about the lifespan. It's not those number of years, but it's the number of years that you can live free from disease. And this is one of those coupons that really, really helps. So measurement is the foundation of every health. And we believe that this is really something that can help with all of you. To really quickly touch on just a couple of Q&As, things that I've seen come through on the chat, shipping, these will ship out right away. It's definitely time. What if you've been on a GLP-1 for a certain amount of time and you haven't had a body fat scale or you haven't had anything in between to measure it? It's never too late. Get that measurement, see where you are, and hopefully you're not surprised, and that you can then work with a trainer or start going to the gym and you can start lifting weights and you can track it with a DEXA in between with your body fat scale. Now, the last piece that I think is really important, and I want to just quickly touch on it before we get to the end here, is, there's a lot of different ways to measure. And I've been in all of the groups and the chats and the things like that. But I think it's really important for everyone to understand it. And I am going to actually stand up so you guys can see, and you can see one of our saunas in fact too. So then I'm going to put it down here, aim the camera down. So first, I want to compare the HUME scale to the DEXA Plus body fat scale. So you can see the HUME scale looks like a baby scale to ours. But secondarily, I want you to see just how easy this is. Now, it's important to always take your socks off so that you get the best measurement, and you step on it and you wake it up, and then you lift the handle and you hold the handle away from your body for the measurement. Okay? And so you can see my arms are not touching my sides. That's really important to get the best measurement. So when you get your scale, there's a full booklet that comes with it that explains how to do it, best performances, best things that you can do. So make sure you follow those processes so that you get the results that you want. Look forward to it. I can't wait to hear how all of you have won. Remember, if you go to DEXAPlusRedlight.com, and I'll flip back on to the QR code, so you have a second. You add the body fat scale, and you add an eye mask. You can put the code IMASK to get that for free. And we'll also be sending you a 10% off coupon for a DEXA scan. Thanks so much, you guys. Have a great night. Look forward to seeing you all soon.